The world of MotoGP has seen countless stories of courage, speed, and determination, but few riders embody those traits like Marc Marquez. According to Ducati sporting director Mauro Grassilli, Marc Marquez's return for the Valencia Grand Prix remains a real possibility. After weeks of speculation, fans finally received an update that sent a wave of anticipation across the MotoGP world. Marquez, who suffered a brutal shoulder injury following his crash in Indonesia, was forced to withdraw from the Australian and Malaysian rounds. Initially, the prognosis was grim: surgery, recovery, and the possibility of ending his 2025 season prematurely. But Grassilli's words have reignited optimism. "Seeing him in Valencia is not impossible," he said, hinting that the reigning world champion might just make one last appearance before the season's curtain falls. For Marquez, this season has been a story of redemption and resurgence. The 32-year-old had already sealed his 7th world title before the incident in Indonesia, a monumental achievement that marked his first championship since 2019. It was more than a title. It was a statement that the king was back. After years of setbacks, surgeries, and questions about his future, Marquez silenced the doubters in the most emphatic way possible. But in true Marquez fashion, triumph came hand in hand with tragedy. Just a week after clinching the championship, in Japan, he found himself sprawled across the Indonesian asphalt, his right shoulder once again taking the brunt of the fall. The crash, which looked routine to the untrained eye, turned out to be far more serious than anyone anticipated. The resulting fracture and ligament damage forced immediate surgery, ruling him out of multiple rounds and throwing his future participation into doubt. For Ducati, the loss of their star rider was both a physical and emotional blow. Marquez wasn't just a championship winner, he was the symbol of the team's rebirth. His arrival had transformed Ducati's image, bringing with it a level of dominance and intensity that reminded fans of the Casey Stoner era. His absence from the grid left a void, one that no substitute could truly fill. Yet even as Marquez recuperated, his presence was still felt. The paddock whispered his name, journalists speculated his timeline, and fans flooded social media with messages of support. Ducati's management stayed cautious but hopeful. Grassilli's recent statement confirmed what many dared to believe: that the recovery, while challenging, was progressing faster than expected. Unfortunately, his injury is more serious than we initially expected, Grassilli admitted. But we have to see how his recovery goes. There is a possibility he will return in Valencia. Valencia, the season finale, has always held a special place in Marquez's story. It's where champions are celebrated, legacies cemented, and farewells sometimes whispered. For Marquez, returning there wouldn't just be symbolic. It would be emotional. It would mark a full circle, from agony to triumph, from surgery to survival. The idea of seeing him back on the bike, even for one final race, has sent excitement rippling through the MotoGP community. Marquez's injury history, however, is a testament to how much he has endured. Fans remember 2020 vividly. The horrific crash that broke his right arm during the opening race of the season. It was an injury that nearly ended his career. 3 surgeries, months of pain, and a long rehabilitation followed. Many believed he would never return to his old form. But Marquez, being who he is, refused to surrender. He came back, rebuilt himself, and eventually reclaimed his place at the top. That resilience is what defines him. Every scar tells a story of risk, recovery, and raw courage. It's what separates champions from the rest. This latest setback is just another chapter in that saga. Even now, at 32, he continues to push the boundaries of what's humanly possible in the sport. Ducati has confirmed that his shoulder injury bears no connection to the arm injury from 2020. Still, the concern remains. The human body can only take so much punishment, and Marquez's has been through wars. Each crash, each operation, chips away at a rider's physical limits. But somehow, Marquez always finds a way to come back stronger. Inside the Ducati garage, there's quiet optimism. His medical team has reported positive signs of healing, and his physiotherapy sessions are said to be progressing faster than initially scheduled. Still, the team refuses to rush him, They've learned from experience that Marquez's hunger to return can sometimes outweigh caution. His competitive spirit doesn't allow him to sit idle for long. He wants to ride, to fight, to feel that adrenaline again. The question, though, isn't just when he'll return, it's how. Will he come back at full strength, ready to battle the likes of Francesco Bagnaia, Jorge Martin, and Marco Bezzecchi? Or will this be a more symbolic appearance, a way to close out the season and thank the fans? Either way, the sight of the Lao 93 Ducati roaring back to life in Valencia would be enough to make the grandstands erupt. The MotoGP paddock has seen great comebacks before, but Marquez's story stands apart. His relationship with pain is almost mythical. He doesn't just endure it, he conquers it. That's what makes his name so revered among fans and rivals alike. Valentino Rossi once said that what makes Marquez special isn't just his speed, but his mind. His ability to control chaos at the limit of physics, and that control has been the defining element of his success. Since bursting onto the MotoGP scene in 2013, Marquez has rewritten the rulebook. Aggressive yet calculated, fearless yet intelligent, he's turned near crashes into highlights and impossible saves into art. Every time he leans into a corner, it feels like he's defying gravity itself. But beneath the confidence lies a man who has faced his own doubts. Injuries take a toll not only on the body, but also on the mind. Returning after surgery means retraining every instinct, trusting the bike again, pushing the limits again, knowing that one mistake could undo months of recovery. That mental battle is often tougher than the physical one. Yet, if there's anyone who thrives in that space, it's Marc Marquez. The announcement that he could return for Valencia has reignited interest in the season finale. Fans who thought the year was over now have something to look forward to. Even rival teams acknowledge that MotoGP feels incomplete without Marquez on the grid. His presence elevates the entire field, pushing everyone to ride harder, think faster, and risk more. While his 2025 title was already secured in Japan, a return in Valencia would still carry immense significance. It would be a celebration of a champion who refused to bow down to circumstance. Ducati, too, would benefit from the morale boost. The sight of their world champion back in red, even briefly, would remind everyone why they are the team to beat. Behind the scenes, Ducati engineers are already preparing for his potential comeback. A modified training bike has been set aside for Marquez's rehabilitation testing, adjusted for lighter load on the shoulder. Medical teams remain on standby, ready to evaluate his condition before giving final clearance. Nothing will be decided until doctors confirm he's fit enough to race, but the groundwork is being laid. For Marquez, the motivation is simple. He wants to end the season on his own terms. The crash in Indonesia robbed him of that closure, and as a competitor, unfinished business gnaws at him. Valencia, in his mind, represents redemption, a chance to ride again, wave to the fans, and prove that even injuries can't hold him down. Throughout his career, Marquez has shown that true greatness isn't just about winning. It's about how you respond when the world counts you out. Whether it was the comeback from his 2020 arm injury, the mental battle through recovery, or the decision to switch to Ducati and reinvent himself, he's shown adaptability that few athletes possess. His move to Ducati had been one of the biggest stories in recent MotoGP history. Many doubted whether he could mesh with a new machine after spending his entire career with Honda. But Marquez didn't just adapt, he dominated. His immediate success with Ducati silenced critics and re-established him as the sport's benchmark. To have that season cut short by injury feels cruel, but it also adds to the legend. And now, fans await his next act. The thought of him riding down the Valencia straight one more time this year has electrified the MotoGP world. Social media has exploded with speculation. Will he make it? Will the doctors clear him in time? Ducati remains tight-lipped, but optimism is growing by the day. If he does make it to Valencia, the event will transcend sport. It won't just be another race. It'll be a symbol, a celebration of persistence, pain, and passion. Every lap will feel like a victory, every corner a testament to what it means to never give up. And for Marquez, that's what it's always been about. Not just winning titles, but inspiring belief that even when life knocks you down, you get back up and you go faster. As the MotoGP season nears its end, one thing is clear. Marc Marquez's story is far from finished. Whether he returns in Valencia or waits for 2026, the fire still burns. His comeback, whenever it happens, will be more than a sporting event. It will be the latest chapter in the legacy of a man who redefined what it means to be a racer. For now, fans, teams, and rivals alike hold their breath, waiting for confirmation. Will we see the red number 93 thunder down the Valencia circuit one more time this year? Time will tell. But one thing's certain, if it's possible, Marc Marquez will find a way to make it happen. Because for him, impossible has never been a word. It's just another challenge waiting.